Hello everyone, welcome to another video, another celestial tour. So, there are plenty of different facts on the internet, and some of these facts may be a myth. For example, when it comes to scientific topics like astronomy. In this video, we will cover 12 of the false facts known as true about space and astronomy. Now, I have mentioned some facts in my previous videos, but if you're new, you are also learning. Let's see what kind of misconceptions there are. Number 1. There is sound in the vacuum of space. False. Space is a soundproof place because the sound waves can only travel through the vibration of atoms and molecules. And since there are no air particles that sound can go through like on Earth, space being soundproof doesn't mean that there is no sound, for example, on Mars. Sound would be higher in pitch there. Hey guys, sorry for interrupting the video. The first actual images of the James Webb Space Telescope will be released on July 12th, so stay tuned. Number 2. The sun is yellow. False. In many children's drawings, the sun would be obviously yellow, and there would be a yellow smiling sun. The sun is yellow only if it is looked by the Earth's atmosphere. The Earth's atmosphere makes the sun yellow, but the light the sun gives off is technically white. The gases bend light in a process known as Rayleigh scattering, which is also responsible for the sky appearing blue and sunsets turning vivid oranges and reds. Another evidence for this is that the sun sets blue on Mars. It also doesn't help that the sun is classified as a yellow main sequence G-type star, or a yellow dwarf by astronomers, which has nothing to do with the color. Number 3. The sun is a ball of fire. False. The sun isn't burning, it's glowing. The heat generated by the sun is a result of the nuclear fusion reaction. During the nuclear fusion reaction, hydrogen is being converted into helium. Number 4. The moon is very close to Earth. False. The moon looks like it is on a ceiling, but you can actually fit all the planets between the distance of the Earth and the moon. The total of the diameters of all the planets of the solar system, excluding Earth, is 380,008 kilometers, and the distance between the Earth and the Moon is 384,400 kilometers. Let's say that you are in a Boeing 747 and you're going to the Moon. It would take you 17 days. It took Neil Armstrong and his crew to get to the Moon 3 days, and imagine the speed of the Saturn V rocket. The rocket of the Apollo 11 was 40,000 kilometers per hour. Number 5. You can see the Great Wall of China from space. False. Okay, now this is pretty much a myth. From the ISS, you can see the Great Wall of China, but Neil Armstrong himself said that from the moon, he definitely didn't see it. I mean, if you look at Google Earth, you still wouldn't really see it, except if you zoom in. Number 6. The Earth is a perfect sphere. False. The Earth is a spheroid, which means the Earth is somewhat flattened at the poles and bulges at the equator. This is because the planet spins, and its rock behaves like a roundabout. The closer you get to the roundabout, the tighter you must grab a bar to avoid being pushed off due to increased centrifugal force. Earth's spinning speed at the equator is around 1,037 meters per second, which is almost 60% of the speed a bullet travels when it blasts out of the muzzle. It is slower further north or south though. New York City, for example, travels at 786 meters per hour. Underneath the Earth's crust, rock is sticky. The forces of rotation and gravity generate a bulge around the equator, unlike the rigid metal of a roundabout. In fact, standing at sea level on the equator would put you more than 21 kilometers further from the Earth's core than standing at sea level on either pole. Scientists believe the bulge is rising as a result of climate change and glacier melting, which means less weight bearing down on the crust, despite the fact that it should be shrinking as the Earth's rotation slows by a fraction of a second each year. Number 7. Going to space makes you weightless. False. Now true, you really are weightless at some point in space, but passing Earth's atmosphere doesn't make you magically weightless. In an accelerating rocket, you still feel Earth's gravity. However, you feel weightless when you start falling. Here's what is meant. To orbit something is to fall forever around that object. The moon orbiting Earth, the Earth orbiting the sun orbiting the Milky Way. Yes, the sun is moving, people. It is orbiting the Milky Way. So all these objects are actually falling around an object forever. If you were 400 kilometers above the Earth, you would have to travel 17,500 meters per hour around the planet to experience a continuous free fall. Basically the same speed as the ISS. So the astronauts in the ISS are obviously weightless. Number 8. The asteroid belt is dangerous. False. Yes, typical sci-fi movie scenes. There's a spaceship going through the asteroid belt. Ouch, there is an asteroid hitting the spaceship. So much action. The asteroid belt is a zone in an incredible solitude from the other objects of the solar system. In fact, if you pulled all the asteroids from the asteroid belt together, it would make up 4% of the moon's mass. Number 9. Summer is warm because the Earth is closer to the sun. False. Now, this is probably an elementary school fact. Most of the people would probably know this. When it is summer in the northern hemisphere, the Earth is not closer to the sun. In fact, the planet is even at its farthest point during summer. It is warmer during summer because the Earth is tilted. The planet's tilt allows the sun to hit on us more directly. Number 10. We explode in space. False. Once again, don't believe everything you see in the movies, everyone. Some stuff is just made so that the movie is more interesting. In movies, when you go out to space without any protection, in an instant second you would explode in blood. Ew. Okay, so the exposure to space will obviously kill you, but not instantly and not in a brutal way. A normal human being can survive in space for half a minute with no permanent damage. It won't be pleasant, of course, but you wouldn't instantly die. You may die from asphyxiation due to the lack of oxygen. Number 11. Space is always cold. False. Space is not always cold, but space is 2.7 kelvins cold, which is minus 270.45 degrees Celsius. But in sunlight near Earth, temperature can be a boiling 121 degrees Celsius. That's the reason why astronauts wear reflective spacesuits. And finally, number 12. There's a dark side of the moon. False. Because we never see the far side of the moon, it's easy to believe it's dark. But in reverse, it passes through the same moon phases as the near side, which faces the Earth. When the near side has a new moon, for example, that means the far side has a full moon. From our vantage point, we just can't see it. So yes, the moon has a dark side, but it is constantly moving and occasionally confronts Earth directly. Alright, so we are concluding the video. I hope you guys learned the truth about the myths of space. And don't believe everything you see in the movies or anything you hear from random people and random sites. You can still look at sites, obviously, but make sure the facts are true. You can just grab a book. If you're lazy to do that, you can once again look at the internet. Just type the thing you want to research and boom, it is right in front of you. Of course, make sure that your research is true. Anyways, thank you for watching and stay astronomical.